From Kern Government Television, welcome to this week's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting. Originating from the County Administrative Center, located at 1115 Truxton Avenue in Bakersfield, California. Grounded in ideas, energy, and innovation, Kern County's vision is to be a driving force for the world's fifth largest economy. And our mission is to exceed expectations of the communities we serve, changing the way they feel about government, those who manage it, and the services it provides. Today's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting will convene momentarily.
Good morning and welcome to the 9 a.m. session of the regular meeting of the Kern County Board of Supervisors. Today is Tuesday, June 4th, 2024. Board to reconvene. The first item is roll call.
Supervisor Peters.
Here.
Supervisor Scribner. Supervisor Flores.
Here.
Supervisor Couch.
Here.
Supervisor Perez.
Here.
Thank you. The next item is the salute to the flag. It's going to be led this morning by Chief Ricardo Ibarra, who served in the U.S. Navy from 1976 to 1997, 21 years. I'm sorry? Oh. Mr. Ibarra served in various roles in his travels that took him all over the world. For the sake of time, we're not going to read all of his awards and commendations, but we will highlight that he has served six sea service deployment ribbons. I hope I'm getting this right. 3 Southwest Asia Service Medals and 2 Kuwait Liberation Medals for service in both Kuwait and Saudi Arabia. Mr. Ibarra continues to serve his community however he can, and he will tell you that his service was great, but his family is greater, and he now enjoys retirement with them. But I know in retirement you're also very active in the American Legion, and you're kind of a go-to guy when it comes to the Veterans Parade. So thank you for your service to our country, and thank you for what you're doing for our community today. You're going to lead us in our flag salute. At the conclusion of that, I'd ask that you, remain standing for a moment of prayer, silence, and meditation, whichever you prefer. Thank you.
Please stand. Uncover. Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you for your service, Mr. Ibarra. Thank you for coming to do the flag salute this morning.
Thank you, sir.
You bet. Thank you. That takes us to our next item, which is the pet of the week. So I'll ask Nick Cullen, who is our, thank you, Kathy, who's our Director of Animal Services, to come out. He has who today?
Good morning, Chairman Couch, members of the board. I have the goodest girl in the world. Her name is Chica. Chica is about a 5-year-old Chihuahua mix. She's available for adoption tomorrow morning at the Kern County Animal Shelter. She's such a sweet dog, and she needs a home.
She's camera shy.
She could be adopted from the Kern County Animal Shelter.
Okay, so let's find Chica forever home. Is this on, Kathy? I don't believe it is. I'll speak louder. Let's find her forever home. Thank you. Thank you, Nick. Thank you. That takes us to the consent agenda. All items with the C or a CA above them are considered to be routine and non-controversial by county staff. We can act on those all in one motion. That's in the afternoon. So let me tell you what's on the consent agenda. It starts on page 2, consists of items 3, 7, and 8. All the items on page 3, 9 through 16. All the items on page 4, 17 through 24. All the items on page 12, that's a new one. Page 5, 25 through 33. All the items on page 6, 34 through 41. All the items on page 7, 42 through 48. And items 49 and 50 on page 8. That was page 7, items 42 through 48. Is there anyone here that would like to make a comment or ask a question about any of the items I just talked to you about that are the consent agenda items? Seeing none, I'll return it to the board and look for a motion on consent calendar.
Motion on consent. Second.
Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. 4 ayes, 1 absent. Supervisor Scribner.
Thank you. That takes us back to the top of page 2, item 1. It proclaims June 2024 as Elder Abuse Awareness Month in Kern County, and this proclamation will be presented by Supervisor Flores.
A motion on proclamation? Second.
Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved, 4 ayes, 1 absent. Supervisor Scrivener.
Good morning, colleagues, members of the public. This is a tough proclamation, but it's one that's needed. Elder abuse continues to be a growing epidemic in our community, and as the older population grows, unfortunately, so does elder abuse. Elder Abuse Day serves as a call to action for individuals, organizations, and communities to raise awareness about elder abuse, neglect, and exploitation. Elder abuse can occur anywhere crossing all racial, social, class, gender, and geographic lines. In 2023, Aging Adult Services Department and Protective Services investigated 6,928 referrals of elder abuse and dependent adult abuse, which is a 16% increase in referrals over the previous year. This year, the 25th Annual Elder Abuse Prevention Conference will be held on June 13th, 2024. And we'll be having our District Attorney, Cynthia Zimmer, Donna Youngblood, many other county staff. And today with me, we have Jeremy Oliver, our Director of Aging Adult Services, to talk more about Elder Abuse Prevention Month. And I have a proclamation from our Board of Supervisors declaring June 2024 as Elder Abuse Awareness Month in Kern County, signed by our Chairman, David Couch.
Thank you so much, Supervisor Flores, Chairman Couch, and members of the board for proclaiming the month of June as Elder Abuse Awareness Month. I'm Jeremy Oliver, your Director for Aging Adult Services. I would like to share this morning with you some statistics. According to the California Department of Aging, Kern County's 60-plus population is 164,538 strong. This accounts for approximately 18% of the total population within Kern County. And the state estimates by the year 2030, its 60-plus population will account for 25% of the total population for California. As shared earlier, last year, Adult Protective Services investigated over 6,928 reports of suspected abuse or neglect. And unfortunately, we're aware for every instance that's reported to us, 24 go unreported. These can seem like overwhelming numbers for a problem that will grow if we do not continue to take actions. This is an issue of justice, dignity, and restoring one's rights to live free from abuse or neglect. We have the ability to make a difference. Take a moment, talk with your neighbors, friends, and relatives. Make note of any changes that may be occurring and report your concerns to Adult Protective Services. Thankfully, within Kern County, through your board, our Kern County Commission on Aging, and various departments within the county, such as the District Attorney's Office, the Sheriff's Office, Behavioral Health and Recovery Services, Public Health, Veterans Affairs, Department of Human Services, Libraries, Probation, Fire Department, just to name a few, are all part of making a solution. We are collaborating, watching, educating, and we will continue to promote and protect the seniors and dependent adults in our community and restore respect, dignity, and justice for all. I am pleased to be joined today by our Program Director over Adult Protective Services, Colleen Philly, and she's going to share more information about our upcoming conference. Colleen?
Good morning.
Good morning, Chairman Couch and members of the board. Thank you for the proclamation and the opportunity to speak about our upcoming event. Thursday, June 13th, Aging and Adult Services, in collaboration with the Kern County District Attorney's Office, Kern County Commission on Aging, and the Kern County Behavioral Health and Recovery Services, will host its 25th Annual Elder Abuse Prevention Conference, which coincides with Elder Abuse Awareness Month. Due to outgrowing our previous venue, we are pleased to announce that for the first time, this year's conference will be held at the DoubleTree by Hilton, with a focus on preventing and recognizing neglect, as well as on local programs and resources in Kern County. Our panel of expert presenters will include District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer, Sheriff Donnie Youngblood, Merlina Valentine as our keynote speaker, David Poole, our Assistant Program Director with Adult Protective Services, Cassie Mulliken with Greater Bakersfield Legal Aid, and Emily Lyles with Bakersfield Health and Recovery Services, and Mike Sandoval with Enhanced Care Management. The intent of this conference is to increase community awareness and understanding of the topics of elder abuse. It is critical that we raise awareness so that we are proactive in educating and standing together with our community in this fight against elder abuse by learning how to recognize and report any suspected incidences of possible abuse. Thank you for your help. Thank you for helping us bring public awareness to this much-needed topic. We look forward to this event and look forward to seeing everyone there. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
I also want to be sure to thank my staff at Aging Adult Services, especially our Adult Protective Services staff who daily go out and protect our seniors and disabled adults. And of course, I want to thank you again for the proclamation in support of Elder Abuse Awareness Month. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you guys for being here. And thank your staff as well. While they're taking a quick picture, I'll read item 2. It is a proclamation proclaiming June through July 2024 as Kern County Library's annual Summer Reading Challenge and Lunch at the Library, and this proclamation will be presented by Supervisor Perez.
Motion on proclamation.
Second.
Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved, 4 ayes, 1 absent. Supervisor Scrivener.
Come on over. Is this light on? You guys ready? Yes. Chairman and colleagues, I am proud to stand before you today to proclaim June through July 2024 as Kern County's Library's annual Summer Reading Challenge and Lunch at the Library Month here in Kern County. This year's theme, Read, Renew, Repeat. I love that. Makes for a wonderfully diversified summer reading program that encourages reading as a means of self-improvement and self-preservation. The Summer Reading Challenge welcomes participants of all ages, whether you're newborn or 100 plus. The library encourages reading over the summer months to instill a love of recreational reading and curb summer reading loss in our community. Summer is the library's favorite time of the year. We love to see families come together, read, learn, and participate in the library's free programs and activities. When our community knows that the library is a friendly and welcoming place and that they will have the opportunity to enjoy library materials, programs, and services, then we have definitely achieved our goal. All residents are encouraged to join the kickoff events and opportunities to cultivate curiosity through books, technology, entertaining programs, all while having lunch at the library. The food's good too, Kathy. Lunch at the library is offered at all 22 branch locations, all 22 locations. This summer lunch program is a project of the California State Library, supported with funds from the state of California. It's, of course, a statewide collaboration between Kern County, California State Library, and multiple Kern County school districts. Thank you, Andy Sullivan, and all the amazing library staff for making this happen, for always being a beacon of light and learning for residents in Kern County. Andy, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good morning, Chairman and members of the board. My name is Andy Sullivan, the director of your Kern County Library. As Supervisor Perez mentioned earlier, summer is my favorite time of year as well. I love all the excited kids, the parents, the grandparents, or family members that walk through our doors with a gaggle of youngins, and I say youngins because I have Georgia in my blood, sorry. Gaggle of youngins just itching to get their hands on a good book, or they're at the library to attend a program or partake in a meal and activity. We love the summer. Summer Reading Challenge and Lunch at the Library are 2 countywide programs that celebrate the vital roles that libraries play with people of all ages, with resources and services, whether it's a book, a program, or a meal, that they continue learning and achieving throughout the summer months. Summer reading programs, I don't know if you guys know this, but summer reading programs began in the 1890s as a way for U.S. school children, particularly those in urban areas not needed for farm work, to read during the summer months. The hope was that these kids would use the library and develop a lifelong habit of reading. Well, that's still a goal 100 years later. We're still here hoping that kids develop a habit of reading during the summer months and throughout the school year. Kids that read 4 to 5 books over the summer retain, on average, more than 2/3 of what they have learned in the previous school year. More than 95% of public libraries across the country host summer reading program, which made me think, well, what about those 5%? I don't know, not my problem. We have a great program here. From our earliest days, the Kern County Library had offered a summer reading program for children, which were designed to keep reading skills sharp throughout the school vacation and instill a love of reading. And we have found summer reading material and memorabilia from as early as 1917 in our vault. The summer reading certificates the department gave out at that time to the children who completed the reading challenge were called diplomas. It's kind of interesting. The program has grown in scope over the years and now includes events and incentives for people of all ages. One component that I would like to highlight, it's a group, the Friends of the Library, that I'd like to highlight today because they don't get a lot of attention. The Friends support our annual reading event every single year and have for decades. All those book sales that people attend throughout the year, particularly the used book sales at the Beale Library, those are people that will go and get stacks and stacks of books. Well, all of that funding goes directly back into supporting library programs and projects, particularly the summer reading effort. 2 avenues that the Friends get behind every year with the summer reading project is purchasing pallets and pallets of books for the young readers that complete the challenge during the summer months, as well as funding 1 professional program for every single library. Some libraries are so deficit in terms of professional programming. Getting someone out to Boron or the desert or in the mountains sometimes is difficult. A lot of our performers come from LA or come from Fresno. We've started to grow our local base of performers, which is helping broaden the reach and scope throughout our county. So the Friends support every single year a program and 1 book for one kid that finishes the challenge reading, summer reading challenge. Programming such as puppet shows, interactive storytellers, musicians, or magicians, all who emphasize the importance of reading and the world of knowledge books can introduce to young minds. They will be able to pick up a book to take home and start building their home libraries. So continue attending those book sales, please, and stacking up those purchases and donating books, whether at the Beale or your local library. And we thank the volunteers around the county that make up the Friends group and thousands of hours of time that they donate every single year. So now we would like to share a video, take a look at the past probably 5 to 10 years of summer reading and summer lunch, and I'll hand it over to 2 of my passionate colleagues. Thank you. We couldn't do it without the support of the board and the support of our communities. So I'd like to hand it over to Genevieve, who is super passionate about lunch at the library.
All right, Genevieve. Thank you. Sorry, Andy. 10 years ago, the Kern County Library recognized a growing need in our communities. Food insecurity among children is at its highest in the summer months. When kids are out of school, they lose access to free and reduced price meals. So 10 years ago, we offered lunch at the library for the very first time at the Beale Library, just a couple blocks down the street. Free lunches for kids under 18, all of June and July. It's been 10 years. We've served over 110,000 free lunches to kids, and we are excited to kick off yet another summer of reading, learning, and lunch at the library. This summer, we've partnered with 12 school districts across the county to offer free lunches to kids to every single one of our Kern County Library locations, in addition to educational programming designed to keep kids learning even in the summer. Just yesterday, we had a dairy cow at the library, which is kind of crazy, courtesy of the Dairy Council of California, and the kids learned all about how milk gets from the dairy farm to their lunch tray. We had over 200 people show up, which is pretty wild because we were outside and it was hot. So we are very excited for this summer. My colleague Farah is going to talk to you a little bit about the importance of reading and learning during the summer for all ages. Thank you.
I'm glad you guys are in charge of reading.
So as we know, during summer, kids tend to lose what they learned in school. And so to prevent that is why we have reading challenges like this. So I wanted to share a little bit with you because reading also has countless benefits, whether you're a child or whether you're an adult. Modeling that type of behavior as an adult helps children model that or have that behavior too. I have a 5-year-old now and she wants to grow up to be a librarian. I wonder why. But in 2023, we saw over an increase of 36% number of people that attended our summer reading, that took part in our summer reading challenge, and almost 12,000 participants took part in that challenge. And we had over 1 million minutes read in Kern County, which comes out to over 100,000 books just in Kern County. And so, and with that, with the lunch and all the presentations and performances that we had, we offered over 2,000 programs county-wide at all of our library locations, and more than 58,000 attendees came throughout the county. And this is why it's so important to have something in the summer for our kids and for adults alike, because there's so many resources and so much to do at the library. And like, I'm not gonna lie, on my days off, I go to the library too, just to attend the programs, because I feel like it's such a great resource that we have. Like, just last month, I learned how to embroider at the library. So, and I'm happy to say that since the Summer Reading Challenge started this year, we've already have over 500 participants, and that's since Saturday, so.
Wow, outstanding.
I did bring calendars for all the Board of Supervisors to let them know what important events and things that are happening at their library locations. So I'm excited for you guys to come and visit.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Want to give it to Kathy? Kathy, can she hand those to me?
I'll take a picture. Did he say read?
Just need to see you. Thank you.
Thank you for being here today. I appreciate it. It takes us to item 4, still on page 2, under appointments. This one we do a little bit differently. This is an appointment of Eric Mers, a qualified candidate, to the Kern County Hospital Authority Board of Governors to fill a community member at-large vacancy. The term will expire June 30th of 2025, and I'm going to turn this over to Kathy Kraus to walk us through this little bit different process we have for this one. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. The Kern County Hospital Authority Board of Governors currently has a vacancy. The process for filling vacancies on this particular board is outlined in Chapter 2.170 of the Kern County Ordinance Code and requires a written ballot process. When the resignation of Russell Bigler was received by the clerk of the board, the required vacancy notice was posted and applications were made available online through Kern Medical and the clerk of the board's office. All applications received are reviewed by the Hospital Authority Board of Governors to verify that initial qualifications have been met by the applicant. Subsequently, your board received the hospital board's recommendation to appoint Eric Mers as a qualified candidate to fill the vacancy. Kern County Hospital Authority Chief Executive Officer Scott Thigerson and applicant Eric Mers are in the audience if you would like to hear from either of them or from any member of the public before completing the balloting process.
Thank you. So is there anyone here that would like to make a public comment about this item before we cast our votes? Seeing none, I've got 4 ballots in my hand,
Yes,
but I'll
so,
turn it back to you.
okay, so each board member has received a ballot containing containing the name of the qualified applicant. At this time, please complete your ballot and pass it to the chairman, who will provide them to me for tabulation and report. Are you good?
Good. Thank you.
Tabulation of the ballots reflects that Eric Mers has received 4 votes. There was 1 absent. And having received a majority of the votes cast, Eric Mers is appointed as community member at large to the Kern County Hospital Authority Board of Governors, effective immediately, to fill a vacancy for a term expiring June 30th, 2025. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. So congratulations, Mr. Mers. You're in the audience. Would you, I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you'd like to say a couple words, or if Scott would like to come down, you're more than welcome. But you don't have to, whatever you'd like. Smart man. You bet. Thank you for your willingness to serve. We appreciate you. Thank you. That takes us to our next item under public presentations. It's item 5. This portion of the meeting is reserved for persons to address the board on any matter not on the agenda but under the jurisdiction of the board. You can ask questions. We may respond briefly, but it's not really a question-answer session. We ask that you try to keep your comments to 2 minutes. And with that, Mr. Shin, you're up. Good morning.
Good morning, board members. Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Zach should step down, by the way. Dear board members, please don't get sidetracked. Our Kern County Committee has presented proof that Kern County election vote counting system is completely unreliable. Our Kern County Election Department employees are not allowed to verify if the vote totals tabulated are correct. All information our committee has presented to the board has come from Kern County's own vote records. They show on June 7, 2022, for example, the gubernatorial election statistics that an additional 54,851 ballots were counted for the governor's race, yet that never applied to any of the other candidates' vote totals. All the other races had even larger vote discrepancies. Over 95% of Kern County voters do not realize that their paper voting ballots are never counted but scanned, and this electronically creates a digitized ballot. Kern County election employees are contractually restricted from auditing this digitized ballot count. Sacramento decides who wins and who loses Kern's elections by code. Kern County Board of Supervisors cannot delay notifying the Kern County voters that the November 5, 2024 general election will be accurately hand counted by Kern County Election Department employees and no longer counted by scanning our sacred votes with machines. I, Charles Shin, do hereby request that my name and address be permanently removed from all future mailed out ballots. I have never consented to nor agreed to this. I hereby put you on notice to cease printing and mailing vote-by-mail ballots to me, which only jeopardizes my election day precinct ballot. And I think a later speaker will have more evidence of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shin.
Good afternoon. I am Ralph Robles, R-O-B-L-E-S, and I am a veteran. And the Kern Vote website, which we rely on to update the registered voter count, showed a disturbing trend in January. The registered voter count increased by 54,000, only to decrease by 53,000 2 weeks later. This significant fluctuation is equivalent to the size of Delano. This is not just a statistical anomaly. It is a red flag that demands immediate attention. What could have caused such a drastic change so close to the primary election? Ensuring the accuracy of the voter roll is not just important, it is critical for the integrity of the electoral process. We cannot afford to overlook this. We need to know the specific measures the election department implemented to verify the correctness of the voter roll when vote-by-mail ballots were mandated. Furthermore, what proactive steps were taken to guarantee the accuracy before the distribution of vote-by-mail ballots in 2020? Amy's admission that she's unfamiliar with the details of Kern's EMS is deeply concerning given her tenure as the assistant ROV. This situation is not just cause for concern. It demands immediate action to ensure the accuracy of our voter roll. The NVRA requires regular voter registration data maintenance to safeguard the integrity of our election outcomes. And I have here printed copies of the voter roll that I'd like to present to the board. The last two pages need to be stapled, please. We had a printer malfunction on that one. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Robles.
I just noticed you all took a vote. It was paper ballot, accurate, concise, and verifiable.
Can you provide us your name for the record?
Oh, Jeff Sanders. I would like my name also removed from the vote-by-mail ballot list, as my ballot wound up in my neighbor's box. Wouldn't have got it had we not exchanged mail by my taking his back to him. With the mail-out ballots being delivered to people that have moved out of the state over 8 years ago and had maiden name changes, or to wrong addresses, or or deceased people, then there's the infamous, if you want to call it, monitoring of the drop boxes that is useless because it doesn't identify anybody. At the cost of vote-by-mails, cost about $105 each. It would be really a decrease in the budget if we didn't have them, if we went just back to those who actually needed the vote by mail, because we don't need it anymore. It was a power play. All that being said, I'm not sure how the board can consider the vote by mail accurate, transparent, or cost effective. Just a comment on the elder abuse. I'm just kind of curious if the ballot harvesting of the elders that are cognitively unable to vote could be considered elder abuse also. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sanders. Who'll be next? Anybody else on that particular subject? Well, let's Pastor, would you mind if he went first before you?
Thank you, Pastor. Chairman Couch, Board, my name is Jim Robinson, R-O-B-I-N-S-O-N. I'd like to start with a question that you may or may not be able to answer because there were 112 declarations questioning the efficacy and the legitimacy and the accuracy of the mail-in voting system that were presented to Amy Espinoza on April 10th of this year. Now, she had 10 days in which to go ahead and respond to all 8 of the issues that were put on those declarations, and she has since responded to, I believe, 112. Each of you have received a response, haven't you? Okay, dealing with item 6. The question I have for you, Board, is the information from the Registrar of Voters two-way? Does she inform you of things like declarations that are sent to her office that she has to respond to? Or is that something that you would have to ask a direct question in order to receive that information?
That's a good question. I don't recall receiving that. Do you guys recall receiving that? Or copies of it? We don't recall that.
So there's been no discussion between the Board of Supervisors and that particular declaration?
Well, we discussed a lot of things, but I don't recall that.
Fair enough. I appreciate that. Next question I have for you is, if there is an election to go on ahead and redeem the seat of Zach Scribner with a new supervisor, How is that election going to be conducted? Will that be a mail-out ballot as well?
I believe that would be conducted as every other election is currently being conducted. I think that's a safe bet to say that.
Would it also be a safe bet to say that?
Just like the recent election of one of our Congress members from Kern County.
Yeah, which cost $1.3 million just for one district.
Correct.
So I'm thinking to myself, do you as supervisors feel that anything approaching $1 million for a special election is a good idea? I mean, that's a rather broad question, I know, but is that a good idea, given the state of our state's economy, our county's economy?
Phrase that question again, and we'll try to get you an answer. Is it a good idea to have a special election that costs $1 million?
Yes.
I don't particularly like spending $1 million on anything, but we have a situation, and it's really not up to us either. So,
okay. What if it were?
we're not supposed to get into a back and forth, and
Sure,
that's
okay,
what
I
we're doing.
appreciate that.
And I've let you go, given you a little latitude, so let's try and reel it in a little bit.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
The idea being is, as some of us said outside, the importance of filling that seat over there is of tantamount importance. I would like to think that if there was a remedy that didn't require a special election, that you, as a Board of Supervisors, would research enough to go ahead and come up with a definitive answer saying that you have no other remedy.
Well,
Thank you for your time.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
were you, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, were you here 2 weeks ago?
No, sir, I was not.
Okay, I'm going to invite you or suggest that you go watch a replay of that meeting. In the early part of the meeting, under, I think, board member announcements and reports, our county council gave a very long and detailed explanation of the situation that we confront and whatever the options are available to everyone.
I did in fact happen to review that. It put my feet to sleep. But I'm kind of used to that when it comes to the registrar.
I understand it's tedious material, but she laid it out about as well as it could be done.
Okay, I would just pray that the board would take another look at that independent of council to see if there is a remedy.
Well,
Thank
if you
very
have
much for
another
your time.
suggestion for us, we're interested in that, but we don't, what she gave us 2 weeks ago is, I guess it is what it is. We don't know of other options.
Very good, sir. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Good morning, old friend.
Chairman and Supervisors, we the people of the United States, in order to form a more and perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and to our prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. I think about that and how important that is. I also think about this, where Jesus responded to someone that was going to be stoned. He said, "He who is without sin cast the first stone." So I'm reminded that we should, especially now, that we should pray for the Scribner family. We should pray fervently for them, because no one would want to be in a situation such as that. We need to pray for all our appointed and elected officials. It's just an amazing time that we're in, but I think we need to remember you guys are human too. And so we pray for you and pray for law enforcement. They're generally the first ones on scene, our city and our county. We need to pray for we the people, because we need to respond and not react. I'm just as frustrated as I'm sure you guys are, and sure the people behind me are, in this system, and something seems like it's not working the way it should. I'd be the first to say that too, but I'm also aware that there are things that I just don't know. But I do know the truth will come out. So again, I pray for the Scribner family. I pray for all appointed elected officials. I pray for law enforcement. We the people, that we would stand in a way, we would act in a way, we would believe in a way, and we would do those things that would bring this community together instead of tearing it apart. The greatest prayer that I know is to pray that God's will be done, and I trust that it will be. Thank you.
Thank you. By the way, that's Pastor Angelo Frazier, for the record.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Kelly Carden. I live in the 2nd District. I proudly serve as an elected member of the Roseman Municipal Advisory Council. Today I stand before you before the midst of challenging times, marked by rumors of corruption, intimidation, and a troubling lack of transparency, particularly in the recent events concerning our county's 2nd District Supervisor. But amidst these discussions, the silence on a critical issue is what's most deafening to me. The well-being of almost 250,000 of the 2nd District's residents, they remain unaddressed. Our community, including my family, my friends, my neighbors, and even myself, have been left without the representation that we rightfully deserve. As a 3rd-generation resident and a dedicated family man in the 2nd District, my connection to this community runs deep. I'm intimately familiar with the daily struggles and aspirations of our families. As a homeowner, I value the significance of property ownership in creating a lasting legacy for future generations, including my children. My extensive experience in the service industry has given me a firsthand insight into the challenges faced by our hardworking low-wage earners. I started off in the cafeteria of my high school, and I ended up at the Ronald Reagan Library as an operations manager. That's what Kern County did for me. 2 years ago, I embarked on a journey to represent the entirety of the 2nd District. Since then, I've grown, and I'm fully prepared to take on that mantle. I firmly believe that I'm the best candidate to safeguard the well-being of our community. So it's with great conviction that I announce my candidacy today for the Kern County Board of Supervisors 2nd District in the 26th election. I'm committed to any solution that would refocus our efforts on serving our constituents. So in the spirit of Thomas Jefferson's words made immortal in the Declaration of Independence, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. Let's heed those calls.
Thank you, Mr. Carden. I'd like to, I may have been remiss in this, but I'll just mention it. When we have a vacancy, or it's not really a vacancy, we have an absent member, and we don't know how long that'll last. The responsibility to supervise, I believe this is the way it works, to supervise that district staff falls to the chairman of the board, but every board member is, I know, picking up the slack and pitching in where they can to help with the, I'm sorry.
So, Mr. Chair, I've given you my contact information. You're more than welcome to reach out. I have been elected by 20,000 of the district's residents.
If you don't mind, I'd like to just finish what I was saying.
Sure.
Is that okay? Mm-hmm. Thank you. I know that all the board members are pitching in to help out, and so we should probably do better at making residents in the 2nd District aware of that fact, and we'll do better. So I appreciate your comments today.
Absolutely. And also, like I said, I do have my contact
Chairman,
information.
can I jump in there real quick before we go back? This is not the time or the place to campaign. It's not appropriate in here by any means.
I understand, but it is the time and the place to speak for my constituents.
I understand.
That's all I'm trying to do.
I understand, but that's not under the jurisdiction of the
We
board.
appreciate it. I'm trying to be polite.
All right, stand.
Okay, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. I don't have any comments prepared today, so I'll just briefly speak about some of the current events.
Can you
My name
provide
is
us your
David
name for the
Abbasi.
record? Thank you.
David Abbasi. You can call me Spartacus. A reference to Milton Miller, who used to serve as our 5th District Kern County Supervisor. And angry men live on in people like me. So I took a lot of inspiration from that man. Kern County deserves better. We deserve better representation. We deserve to have moral and ethically sound people representing us. And you know, last time I was here, I remember Chairman Couch mentioning something about superpowers and not being familiar with supervisors having superpowers. Well, Mr. Couch, it's actually called influence. And an example of that is when I saw Leticia Perez in her dining room standing next to Judge Chad Louie, giving him instructions and an envelope with money in it. I took that to be the type of influence that the Lords of Bakersfield have. And you know, typical Lords of Bakersfield fashion, we have Supervisor Scrivener absent. He may not come back. We understand that there are serious allegations of him allegedly molesting his daughter and having any psychotic episodes or whatever. So it's important that people know. As an outspoken whistleblower, I will continue to speak out. And once I'm activated, you'll know, because there'll be a flurry of lawsuits and political action and real protests with masses. And, their pitchforks and torches are ready to go. So at this time, I just wanted to say that, for example, they do have influence. There are judges, attorneys, department heads, and elected officials like you all working together. And those people will, fabricate things. They will retaliate against people. Look at me, for example. There's all these allegations that I had done something. It's not the first time I had called for help after being attacked and being made out to be a bad guy. But you know what? I'm going to keep on speaking.
Mr. Bossi, I respect and I would advocate for your right to come and speak, but we try to limit our comments to 2 minutes. And you
Right. You go over for certain people, but that's,
Well,
that's your discretion.
I went over for you.
Thank you.
As an example.
I appreciate it. Have a good day.
Thank you. You are the good guy. Any other public speakers this morning? And by the way, I'm going to be polite about this, but I'm asking, this is not a rah-rah session where we're applauding people and we're clapping. I mean, I can't stop you from doing that, but I'm just going to request that we conduct ourselves according to the rules that we've got. Thank you. Good morning.
Paul Infesti. First of all, I want to say I really appreciated the words that Pastor Angelo Frazier said today. He moved me in a way that I wasn't expecting it, and I think we all need to sit back, I think, and think about the families involved, our thing involved. It is true that we have a problem with an absent board member. That's a different thing than what accusations are being made at this point, because none of us really know much of anything right now. So I just want to say that we should be a little cautious in throwing out terms and stuff that in the heat of the moment. I know, as Pastor Frazier said, we're all human. We all are capable of making mistakes, and we just have to wait and see how the consequences come out. So I hope that we bring down some of it. It is important as far as I say with the absence, but again, that's a separate issue than whether or not things are being charged or where we are in the investigation. So I just like us all to sit back and try to be a little bit better and not as judgmental as we have been. Thank you.
Thank you. Who'll be next?
Good morning, Board, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for allowing me to speak this morning. My name is Dale Cisneros. I represent District 2, and last name Cisneros. I'd like to read something from the Brown Act. It is paragraph 54950 regarding meetings, second paragraph. The people of this state do not yield their sovereignty to the agencies which serve them. The people in delegating authority do not give their public servants the right to decide what is good for the people to know and what is not good for them to know. The people insist on remaining informed so that they may retain control over the instruments they have created. This is not meant to be a shaming admonishment. This is a statement that is by law a requirement so that the people are informed. And our representative, Zach Scrivener, the people of Eastern Kern, Southern Kern, and Western Southern Kern are unrepresented. I understood you earlier, you just mentioned that you're doing your best to represent and in light of his absence. The people that I am part of in District 2, we are of the mindset demanding Zach Scrivener step down, resign. He is, sadly, there's a situation happening. I agree with my brother, Angelo Frazier, that we must pray for the family. We must hope for the restoration in that situation. But in light of the lack of representation and that many times there were discussions directly with Zach Scrivener that he chose not to represent us in certain things. So we demand for his resignation. Thank you for receiving my comments.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is the work of Lilani Tedeschi, and it's now with We the People. So my name is Mary Little, M-A-R-Y-L-I-T-T-L-E. At 2 p.m. this afternoon, under agenda item number 37, your board is scheduled to approve the purchase of real property for the newly established sheriff's headquarters and morgue. Citizens of Kern have numerous concerns about the questionable events and dealings. Here are a few. Number one, are you aware that the county's right to exercise its purchase option of this real property expired on March 23, 2023? So I urge you to revisit amendment number 1, item number 2. Number 2, the purchase option has expired, so supervisors do not have the right to vote on this matter, and the board chairman doesn't have the contractual right to execute said purchase agreement. Is there behind-the-scenes wheeling and dealing? Did you request a formal appraisal to support and purchase prices you agreed to pay? It seems like there's reckless spending going on of the taxpayers' money. 4, what would possess Kern County to agree to pay an additional $6 million for the property without receiving any consideration in return? 5, why would Kern delegate the purchase of $2.64 million in new furniture and morgue equipment to the leaser when Kern County has a purchasing department? This is not cost-effective. 6, what considerations did Kern County receive from MD-VAC for defaulting on their lease or obligations? And the citizens of Kern deserve full and complete transparency into this transaction. We will submit a list of questions for you to answer by Wednesday that hopefully you will answer in regards to this abusive and wasteful spending. There are many more questions that can be answered, and we look forward to your answers. Thank you.
Ms. Little, are you available this afternoon?
Did you want me to come to the meeting, sir?
If you're available at 2 o'clock, I think you're going to get an extensive review and explanation of this process by our CAO/CFO that should answer all your questions. And I'll pick one out that you just mentioned. I think you mentioned that there's not been, or you're questioning if there has been an appraisal of the property, correct? Isn't that what you just said? Okay.
A formal appraisal, because there was an appraisal, and I know that. Go ahead, sir. I interrupted you.
So you know there was appraisal, but you're asking if there was a formal appraisal?
Correct.
Okay. We'll get you an answer to that. I mean, an appraisal, I don't know what makes it a formal appraisal. If it's an appraisal by an appraiser that's got the appropriate certifications.
It was
MAI,
during,
I believe is
and
what it's
I
called.
understand that it was during at a time when the property were very high. There's a lot more to that, but I can send you the information.
Well, I would really encourage you to come back this afternoon, or at least tune in, because Elsa Martinez, who is our CAO interim and our full-time CFO, is going to give a long explanation and of that entire item and the entire history of that. Many of the details you questioned, but if you want to, do you have those written down that you can turn into our clerk so we can make sure you get answers to all of them?
I do. The notes are kind of messy right now, but if I could turn them in.
That's okay. We read messy. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. I'll be looking for some answers in that. Thank you.
Bet. I think you'll get a lot. Thank you. Who'll be next?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Board. I've missed all you guys. I decided to cheat and stay home and watch you on TV. But I've been tuned in. Boy, I haven't missed a thing. I got a lot of concerns with this county.
Give us your name for the record.
Duetta Riley. I'm going to start with censorship today. When I'm watching you on TV and discussions get a little heated, did you know you get censored and so does the speaker. It's not a fluke. It happens like 3 speakers in a row and then none. But every time it gets tense, we go off into a commercial somewhere. We can't hear you anymore. So I had to come down in person today. I heard one of my little fans comment about my conversations regarding Q. I wanted to give him an update, but I think he left. Maybe he can watch a replay. In response to his interpretation that I threatened you, Q is not a threat by me. It's your military. Take it up with them. I'm just watching it play out. And my response is tick-tock. And I do mean it. I hear people come in here and talk to you and address you. I came in believing that you were receptive, want to save America, and Kern County is part of that. I no longer feel that we're all on the same side, and I'm sure we're not. But I thought some of us were, and that's why the military has to step in. I want to go now to Zach Scrivener and this problem, the elephant in the room that is not present to even be here. What? How do you get to be the supervisor and just run away and hide? Like, what would happen if he died? What would happen if he fell and hit his head and never communicates again? When do we find out what happened?
Ms. Riley, you've gone over your 2 minutes. But I would invite you, because our county council 2 weeks ago, if you'll go back and review that meeting, she answered all of those questions.
Oh, I saw that part. Yeah, see, they let her talk. They didn't censor her.
Well, they is me.
Well, I
asked her the prior meeting before that to come back with
No,
a
I
report.
understand. I'm saying whoever's doing the thing that goes out over the internet on the TVs, where we're watching you at home, we're being censored, but they didn't censor her. And you hold all
We'll
of
look
us
into
to
that
this.
because I was unaware of that. So we'll
Okay,
look
okay,
at
if
that.
you would, please, because
Yeah.
I love watching you at home. It's very convenient. I just make my notes, and I could go on. And I want to come at you now with the 2-minute rule.
Okay, but you're past the 2 minutes.
I know I'm
You know what,
past
if you'll
the 2
come
minutes.
back in 2 weeks, you can comment for 2 minutes on the 2-minute rule.
I'm commenting now. I'm not going to comply. You are making up orders just on whims. We, the people, are taking it back. We're taking it out of your hands.
Thank you, Ms.
Mark
Riley.
my word.
Have a nice day. Thank you for coming. Good morning.
Good morning, Terry Kahn, Terikahn. I'm in District 2, which means I'm unrepresented here. We have been as long as that seat is vacant. We don't know how much longer that seat's going to be vacant, and quite frankly, whatever he allegedly didn't do. That's between him, his family, his God, and the law. I'm not going to comment on that, but I am commenting on being unrepresented here. And so if there is a recall in motion, I'll just go on record as saying I'm all for it, because I think that's very important that everybody in the county, the entire county, is represented, especially if there's going to be a big empty seat there for a long time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Khan. Any other public comments today? Okay. Seeing none, we'll move on to board member announcements and reports, which is item 6. Don't see any. Does that take us to the end of the morning agenda? Yes. It does. So I just need a motion to adjourn to closed session.
So moved. Second.
Without objection, we're adjourned. Thank you.